Hi guys, my name is Max and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing to you my October wrap-up. So guys, it is November already and I cannot believe that this year has it's flown by. There's only 7 weekends until Christmas, and 1, I can't even believe that, and 2, I hope my math is correct on that one, or that would be really awkward for an accountant to get wrong. But today I'm going to be bringing to you my October wrap-up where I read the most amount of books I've read a month this year, and I read some absolute crackers. So without further ado, let's get into the stats. Over the month of October, I ended up reading 9 books and 3,029 pages. And the genre breakup this month was I read 5 fantasy books, 2 dystopian, and 2 superhero. And of these books, 2 were audiobooks, 2 were graphic novels or comic books, and 5 were physical books. Now the rating breakup this month was very varied, with 1 2-star book, 1 2.5-star book, 1 3-star book, 3 3.5-star books, 2 4.5-star books, and the winner of them all, 1 5-star book. So without further ado, let's jump into the books, starting with the book I liked the least, which was Spiderman Deadpool Volume 2 Side Pieces by various writers. So basically this one was following Volume 1 where Spidey and Deadpool get together and they cause some mischief. However, Volume 1 got like a 5 stars. This got a 2. So as you can imagine, we went from really good to really bad very freaking quickly. So in my opinion, Volume 2 was not necessary. They brought in a lot of different writers and a lot of different illustrators and kind of pulled together a quick little story of some adventures. They had Spider-Man and Deadpool at Christmas, Spidey and Deadpool go to Hollywood, and just honestly, some weird shit. The story didn't really flow. It was just little episodes put together into one book that left me underwhelming. Yes, the humor was still there, but the art style kept changing and the story kept changing and the writing style kept changing and everything was different from every episode, and it fell short. It fell really short. I was underwhelmed by this, and I'm unsure how I'm going to pick up the next one in the series, if I'm completely honest. Moving on to my next book, which was 2.5 star, another Marvel comic. So it was Doctor Strange Volume 1 God of Magic by Donny Cates, and this is a story about obviously Doctor Strange, but he has been inhabited by Loki, which I thought I would love because 1, I like Doctor Strange, 2, I love Loki, and it also underwhelmed. The art style was not to my taste. As you can see, like on the back here, it's kind of really rough and not as detailed or colourful as I like, unfortunately. The story was okay, but it didn't blow my mind, and overall it was just really an average story. Although I love Loki and although I love Doctor Strange, this did not hook me to the series, and I'm unsure if I'll continue as well. Moving on to my 1 3-star book, and that was The Extinction Trials by S.M. Wilson. This was the Quarterly Book Club's book pick for autumn. It was an interesting one. I will leave the link to our Extinction Trials live show down below. If you would like to check it out, feel free. The Extinction Trials follows a girl named Storm Chaser who is living in a world where basically we've kind of destroyed the world and there's not much of it left. There's not much food, but across the ocean there is a lush world, but it is filled with dinosaurs. So Storm Chaser enters the trials. Originally she only went into the trials for food, but she finds that she's kind of good at the trials, and it goes from there. She meets a boy named Lincoln who has some secrets. They team up and the story goes from there. Unfortunately, this read really young. I would set this more at a middle grade level. It didn't scare me as much as it would, but I liked the main character. I think she was really entertaining, and what I loved about her is that she really liked dinosaurs. She kind of wanted to protect the dinosaur species, even though the humans in this book wanted to study them. And it was okay, but it was not the best book I've ever read. It was a middle of the range 3-star book, and I couldn't get away from the young writing, as well as each chapter kind of ended like a movie transition. And of course, I'm not getting sassy for no reason. I have tickets. This is one end of a chapter. It says, Lincoln was quick to change the focus. Let's get started. Lincoln shuddered. It was the oddest sensation. Suddenly, he felt like a marked man. And basically, this is how each chapter and section ended, and it was very strange. And I thought we could have found more creative ways to transition, but we didn't. So next we are moving on to my 3.5-star reads, and the first one I want to talk to you about is Dry by Neil Shusterman and Jared Shusterman. This was provided to me by Walker Books Australia, so thank you very much Walker Books Australia for providing this one to me for review. I will leave a link to my review down below if you would like to check check it out. Dry surrounds the California drought, where the people of California have a list of don'ts. Don't leave the tap running, don't water the lawn, but that is until the taps run dry and there is no water left. And suddenly our main character Alyssa's suburban street turns into basically a war zone, with families trying to get water, trying to survive. When her mother and father go missing, she has to team up with the kind of weird apocalyptic next door neighbor's kid and try to survive it out. This story was really, really interesting. It made me really terrified that something like this could happen, because if it did, shit would go down. So I think it's such a terrifying book. It makes you think, like all Neil Shusterman's work, and I really, really liked that aspect of it. Unfortunately, it didn't live up to his previous works. It was a little slow, the characters were a little underdeveloped. However, I could not stop reading this book. I flew through it. I needed to know what happened, and I loved that aspect about it, but most of the characters were only paper cutouts. There wasn't too much depth through them, and that was unfortunately what let this one down for me. The next book I want to talk to you about is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nwan. This is a book I received from Hachette Australia, so thank you very much Hachette Australia for sending this one to me for a review. This one comes out on the 6th of November, so a review will be going up for that one very, very soon, which I will link down below when it is live. This surrounds a girl named Lei, who is from the paper caste. In this world, there are 3 castes of people. The paper caste, which are basically humans. The steel caste, which are mostly human but have some animalistic traits like cat ears or a cat tail, a rhino horn, like things like that. And then there are the moon caste, which are demons, which are more animalistic than human. And this world is run by the Demon King. 10 years ago, Lei's mother was taken, and now the guards are back and they are here for her. She goes into weeks of training with the paper girls and learns how to be the king's concubine, which is interesting. This book was a lot darker than I thought it would be. There are a few things I want to point out though. Trigger warning for rape and a trigger warning for animal death as well. And I think this book was beautifully written and this cover is absolutely gorgeous. This story was a lot darker than I thought it would be, but I really, really enjoyed reading it. Unfortunately, I couldn't give it a higher rating because it did feel like I'd read something similar before. I did feel like it wasn't as unpredictable as I expected, and I kind of was a little bit disappointed that it felt the same. I still really, really did enjoy this, and I can't wait to write a review for you guys so you can hear my full thoughts about it. It's kind of a Japanese inspired fantasy. If you're into that, I think this one will definitely be for you, but definitely remember to look after yourselves and those triggers first. The next 3.5 star book I want to talk to you about is, of course, City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. Oh, another V.E. Schwab book, and another book that I really, really adored. This is Victoria Schwab's first middle grade book, and I definitely just had to pick it up. It was really fast paced, and it's basically following a girl named Cassidy, who after she almost drowned can now pull back the veil and kind of enter the ghost world. In fact, her best friend Jacob is a ghost. Her family are ghost hunters but don't really have the abilities that Cassidy has, and they get their own TV show and they head to some of the most haunted places on Earth, and so Cassidy goes on a trip with her family to Edinburgh. Then Cassidy meets someone who shares the same gift that she does, and things get a little bit creepy. I think this book was really, really good. I think it was really gripping and I was kind of enthralled with the story. Unfortunately, I didn't love it as much as I do Victoria Schwab's adult work, but it was still a really, really good book. I would definitely recommend this one to middle grade readers. I thought it was really fun and lighthearted, but you know, it gets a little bit creepy at points too, and it was really atmospheric, which all of Victoria Schwab's writing is. Now we are getting up to my 4.5 star books, and the first one I want to talk to you about is Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian by Rick Riordan. This is the last book in my Percy Jackson audiobook read along, and I'm really sad it's over, if I'm completely honest. This book series just got better and better with every book, and this book wholeheartedly I adored. So of course this is the 5th book in the Percy Jackson series, so I can't really tell you what it's about, but if you do not know what the Percy Jackson series is about, it's about a demigod who is the son of Poseidon and a mortal woman who basically monsters attack him all the time and he's got to go on quests. So this is his final quest, and I really, really enjoyed it. I think this series, it was fun to read, and each book got a little bit darker, which I really appreciated. The narrator on the audiobook was fantastic because this is one of my audiobook reads for the month, and I think this is a great book series that I would have loved to read when I was younger. Unfortunately, I didn't get to it when I was younger, but I definitely recommend this to middle grade readers. I'm sure they would absolutely adore it. I'm kind of sad, if I'm honest, that this journey is over. Hopefully I can pick up the next set of Rick Riordan's books and read them on audiobook too, because I just had a fun time, and if all of his books are like this, I'm really going to enjoy reading all of them. My second last book I want to talk to you about, and my second top favourite, I guess, is The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. And this is the second book in the Raven cycle, and I am doing a reread and kind of a read-along with some of my favourite people. I will leave a link to our live show, which happened last month, down below, so you can go check it out. This is my second read, and I actually bumped this one up. When I originally read The Dream Thieves, I gave it a 4 stars. Now I'm giving it a 4 point. Basically, this is the second book in the Raven cycle, and it follows more Ronan, which is one of the Raven boys. They're kind of on a quest to find a Welsh king, so I don't want to really tell you more than that, but if you have not read this series, I definitely would get onto it. It is atmospheric and it's a little bit magical, even though the magic doesn't make sense. I know, Chelsea, if you're watching, I know it doesn't make sense, but it's fun and it's friendship based and it's family based and it's just a really, really good read. Now we have it. We are moving into my favorite read of the month, and I'm sure it was a few people's favorites because it was Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor, which is the second book in the Stranger Dreamer duology. And oh my god, it was so good. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I took it a little bit slower than I wanted to, but I absolutely adored it. I can't really tell you about it though, and I can't really tell you about Stranger Dreamer. It's a really weird one to describe. The Stranger Dreamer follows a guy named Laszlo Strange, who is an orphan and a librarian, and he dreams of this lost city called Weep. However, one day the famous warriors from this city come, and they're going on an adventure, and Laszlo jumps on board and goes with them, and it's fantastic. I don't want to spoil more of it for you though, so definitely pick it up if it interests you, and then definitely pick up Muse of Nightmares, because Muse of Nightmares made me cry. It made me emotional. I was stressed the whole way through, but it was beautiful and just fantastic, and this edition, everything about it is amazing, and the characters and the atmosphere and the magic, and it's just good. It's good. It's good. It's good. I can't really explain it because I'm rambly AF, but read it, please. Just a quick note that this month I also joined the Magical Readathon. We had a Charms extra credit readathon, and I managed to finish 4 of the 5 prompts, which was amazing. We are starting our hours next year, and I finished 4 challenges, which means I get to start my Charms 4 days before the readathon starts, which is absolutely amazing. It's just a really fun time. I hope you join in next time, because I definitely will be. That's it for me today, guys. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more and have not already, and chat to me down in the comments. Let me know what books you read in the month of October. I would love to hear. I make videos every Monday and Thursday, and I'll see you in a new one. Bye!